think we are all set to go ahead and jump into just a little more retro rewind weekend. We kind of did like an overview look at this earlier, this Maximum collection here. Very, should just been called like a Marvelous collection maybe. The Maximum with the giant X kind of alludes. We got Maximum Carnage. So I want to see how the Avengers, like Captain America and all those guys kind of play into this. But it's got a really great collection of not only games, but music player archives, some multiplayer options, which are really great. And it's pretty affordable. You're not going to break the bank on this game, and it kind of reminds me like a collection of heroes in one comic, like an Avengers or X-Men comic. You're going to get a ton of action for the same price, and really I think this is where the gem of this collection really shines. You got the arcade classic game X-Men, Captain America, the Avengers, Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man and Venom in Separation Anxiety. We've also got Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade, Revenge, and then of course Silver Surfer. But this is the one we're going to check out today, and very fitting as we are kind of celebrating a 33-year-old Easter celebration. I wouldn't call it a tradition, but maybe going forward it will be. I feel like there's something in that X-Men Easter eggs. There's some kind of a joke. There's something like this, you know, going forward Easter might be X-Men Day or something. I don't know. But we're going to check this out and get into some X-Men action here on Rob's Arcade. I want to thank you for kind of hanging out with us here. Let's see, we got Jump and Jump, Attack, Insert Coin. Oh cool, that's awesome. Overlay menu. Alright. I got some cool borders here. Oh, that's like the classic. Oh, these are all the different games here. So let's go with this. I like that. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. And I was mentioning before, like I said, thank you guys so much for hanging out.
X-Men.
I mentioned before in some other videos that years ago my dad was amazing and got me the X-Men game for Sega Genesis for Easter. And I was kind of saying like that was kind of like the end of an era of getting an Easter basket. I don't want to say like I never got an Easter basket from my parents ever again after that. But it definitely was the beginning of something new. I feel like up until 11 or 12 I would get a Easter basket from my parents, and then going into the Dazzler, Nightcrawler, Storm, Cyclops, Colossus. We're going to go with
Wolverine. In the 21st century, evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Humans can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is X-Men.
Oh, this isn't the X-Men game my dad picked up for me. The one I got back in 1993 was
Go and save the city.
The Sega Genesis or the Sega Master System. Which I kind of wish that was included in this collection. This is definitely one that I remember playing, and I'll definitely talk a bit more about this this title. This was something that you could really only play in the arcade. It usually had a pretty big crowd around it, not only because it was popular, but it allowed for so many players at one time. I think you could play like 6 players at one time. And you know, at a time when like Ninja Turtles was amazing, it's pretty hard to do this and talk at the same time here. I remember when Ninja Turtles came out in the arcade, it was amazing. You play like four friends, and then this came out. I think at one point there was an arcade game that had like 8 possible players. Oh, I don't have any mutant power left. Shoot. But again, this wasn't the X-Men title I got for Easter. But Wolverine was my favorite character on that, so we're gonna stick with Wolverine. He was also, again, one of those characters that got me into superhero comics. But like I said, the game I wanted was the '93 release for the Sega Genesis or Master. It's supposed to like little jump and attack. Jump attack sucks. Better just to get up in there. Like this jump kind of puts you at like a disadvantage. The X-Men game that I'm thinking of came out and oh, that's awesome.
Pyro will turn you to toast.
Oh, get close to that one.
Wolverine.
Take that, punk. Nice. Yeah, but the X-Men game that I wanted came out in March of '93, and it's one of those things like, you know, Christmas had come and gone, my birthday had come and gone. There's nothing really to warrant just spending 50, 60 bucks on a new game at that time. But I mean, I feel like starting in February, maybe late January, I started seeing like advertisements for it. And it was just like, I gotta have this game. Like begging my dad for it. And I'm saying like, sure, you know, I just bought you a bunch of games for Christmas. You know, you got a bunch of stuff for your birthday, you know. And like rightfully so. You know, I had just gotten a bunch of stuff, and here I am like begging for another video game. I'm sure. But like I said, I was relentless. So hold on, actually, shoot, I don't think I started a timer here. I sure enough did. Shoot, hold on, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna do like a little makeshift start. Here we go. Yeah, I was begging for this video game, I'm sure. And it's probably one of those things like I was like just accepting, like, you know, I'm probably going to have to be happy just renting it. But I never got a chance to rent it. Like, it's one of those things, like, I feel like I went there every weekend trying to pick this game up, and it was just never available. Again, not this one. The X-Men 93 title. Actually, now that I think about something, that might have what... Oh, just actually thought about something. The fact that it was never available for rent, maybe that's what my dad was like. Maybe we should buy this game. It's probably pretty good. If it's never available for rent. Because that's like every weekend I would go looking for this X-Men game. It was just always out of stock or just not available for rent. Oh man, I just thought of something else too. You know, the game, it was funny because I started playing that game and I loved it, but I found it to be extremely difficult. And I'm wondering if that led to why it was often not available to rent. Because it's one of those, like, you could just, like, breeze through it, and there's a trick to it. Oh, that makes so much sense. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna get to that piece in a minute, but the game was kind of tricky. In fact, I couldn't figure it out until they released a tip and a video game magazine. But at any rate, on the Friday before Easter, I remember coming home. And waiting for me on the living room end table. Oh, wait, is that like your power too? Oh, that's garbage. Oh, shoot. Yeah, waiting for me was a copy of X-Men, and I just remember being like so... Well, at first, so... Like, my sister had like an Easter basket and a card and all that, and all I had was like this card and the video wall. I had this card in the video game, and I remember being like, at first kind of like, well, where's my Easter basket? And my dad kind of pointing out like, dude, look, you can either have like $50 worth of candy, you know, or I could have gotten you this video game that you wanted so bad. At which point I was like, oh no, yeah, dude, you were
the blob.
totally right. And actually remember like thinking like, oh my gosh, he's a genius. Like, yeah, why spend all that money on jelly beans when I would much rather have this X-Men video game? Which at first I almost like
Wolverine.
regretted purchasing, because it was like, again, one of the coolest video games, not just X-Men or superhero.
We have been taken by Magneto. However,
Marvel
we have
games.
time to locate their base on
It's all
Island
bloody.
M. Destroy it.
Snap. That's awesome. I remember it's been like the first, you know, like that Friday. Oh, what the H? That was awesome. It's been like that Friday and that Saturday, like Easter weekend. Playing that game. Oh, that's so cool. monkey sounds in the background. It's like part of the key. Oh, come on now. What? Oh, shoot. What the H? This is where you need, like, more friends to help out, man. Maybe I get sucked into the gameplay too. That's freaking awesome. Yeah, so I remember actually playing this, X-Men game all weekend and really enjoying it. On like the age. I think it's to a certain point, just not being able to get any further. And the premise of the game was you were fighting in the X-Mansion, and the danger room was kind of like a training simulator. So like, after you complete each level, what the heck?
Nightcrawler.
So like after each level, you go back to the danger room. It's like the training simulator. It's like kind of like the holodeck or something. With use their powers to train. But after a certain point, I just couldn't figure out like where to go, and it just kept sending back to the danger room, and I would just find myself ultimately getting stuck. This thing is tough. I hate these like flying things. These things are in the Cosmic Invasion. There we go. Yeah, the X-Men game that I got for Sega was like a single player, kind of like beat 'em up. This arcade action game kind of this is something you want. You have like all your friends. You want as many people on the sticks as possible with something like this.
Nightcrawler.
He didn't last very long at all. But yet my Sega game, I remember like I said, going back to the danger room for each level, and then eventually at some point, the game evident that bad had happened to the danger room, and the Cerebro, and all the citizens that they compromised.
X-Men, welcome to die!
What the heck? Crazy stuff. Somebody's gonna shoot something back. This Wendigo. Oh my god. Whoa, he is housing my butt. Alright, that was not fair at all, dude. Alright, he's tough. So you gotta hit the pad.
Colossus.
Then you gotta hit like 6 buttons. Oh, like Colossus. What was that? He's already like metaled out. That's awesome.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave.